Good evening, Fernwood. It is your brothy Philbert Neal here, and it's time for us to go from soup to nuts with another episode of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. We are watching episode 294 today from May 19th, 1977. Yesterday was an episode filled with chills, so let's take a look back. Tom Hartman paid a visit to Wanda Jeter at their condo, and Wanda immediately apologized for letting him stay in jail as long as he did. Tom easily forgave her and then asked her the question that had been on his mind, whether the day that they had sex meant anything. Wanda admits that she finds Tom attractive, but that she did that to keep his mind at ease while he was in jail, and Tom breathes a sigh of relief and then bids Wanda a fond farewell. Over at the Shumway residence, Martha checks in on a sleeping standing cow, and Kathy chides her mother for coming back home after stealing her boyfriend. Kathy thinks that Standing Cow perhaps is no longer alive, which causes a shudder in Martha, and then the two Shumway women are startled when Standing Cow's body lurches up, and Standing Cow gives Martha a prophecy, which is to say that if she stays with the man who drives the truck, that she will bring great harm to her family and that man. And then Standing Cow gives a final wail and expires on the table. At the Hager residence, Dr. Maddock brought back J.D., who seems a little bit soulless after having undergone training. Loretta and Charlie want the boy to be happy, but Dr. Maddox says that if he doesn't get access to J.D., that he will have the child taken away. Then back at the Shumway residence, Martha, Grandpa Larkin, and Kathy re-enter after having buried Standing Cow. Max Slattery stops by because he feels the need to talk to George. And then George enters and Kathy stands in the way to keep any violence from erupting. Mac is there to put the final bow on whatever relationships are supposed to come from this household, and the idea comes up that by next week, they will determine who ends up with whom. And then finally, Dennis Foley comes to the Hartman household specifically to talk to Tom. He brings back Tom's pistol, which has been released from the evidence drawer since he was acquitted of murder. Then Dennis sits himself down and declares that there is no sexual or romantic interest between he and Mary. Mary is glad to have someone else say that there is nothing going on there. And Tom says that if nothing is going on, then he can go up to the other room, and emphasizes that with a flick of his wrapped up pistol. Mary offers Dennis some coffee and is surprised when he can't stay, and there's some tension in the air as Dennis Foley leaves. And everyone, as I said, yesterday was full of chills for me. I don't know what's in store.
Mary Hartman! Mary Hartman!
One lethal bug gun. One jar of honey. And now, the victim. Here he comes, here he comes. All right. Come on in, Fly. Come on in, Fly. That's it, baby. Come right in here now. Land on that honey, and I'll blow your brains away. All right. Get ready to kiss it all goodbye.
Papa.
Damn it, Mary. I was trying to stalk a fly.
Why?
To get the kinks out of my bug gun.
Well, if you don't want bugs in the house, you should leave your door closed.
I am testing the gun. I want the flies in the house.
Oh, you want the flies in the house?
Yes.
Oh, well, then I think you should get fly paper or no bugs, m'lady. I mean, that's very good. No bugs, m'lady, will bring in the flies by the droves.
Forget it.
I came here to talk to you about something. I need your advice. It's really important.
Yeah, all right, but keep quiet, will you? Come on, you big bug-eyed kamikaze. I'll blast you right out of the sky.
It's about time.
Shh.
It's about time. I just think that he started drinking.
Land.
Just give him
Land.
a tough time.
All right, gotcha. Oh, I'm blind.
Oh.
I'm blind.
Okay, come here. We'll put water on it. We'll put water on it.
Quick.
Okay.
Quick.
Okay.
Oh.
Is that okay?
Oh.
Is that better?
Yeah, other eye.
Okay. You okay? You okay?
Yeah. I think I'm all right.
You okay?
Yeah, I think I'm all right.
So now can we talk about Tom?
Yeah, I guess so. I just gotta get this vacuum tube adjusted.
I think I'm going out of my mind.
Oh, you think you got problems, Mary? I got more problems than God can count. Martha's still living with Mac. I just had to pay the city $50 to get a private cemetery license for Martha to bury Standing Cow in the backyard. And I can't even get my bug gun to work. Oh!
It's okay. How is it? Does it hurt? What is it, smarting or what?
No, it's all right.
Okay. You sure? It's okay?
Yeah, it's all right.
Hi. I'm not coming home. I just came to get my spatula.
Oh, is Mac eating pancakes now? Here. Why don't you use this syrup dispenser on him?
No, he likes sugar.
Oh, he likes sugar.
Excuse me, Ma. I have to talk to Pa.
Oh, hello, Mary. Excuse me for not saying hello, but I'm really in a hurry here.
Ma, I have to talk to Pa about something very important.
Well, go ahead, dear. Don't let me stop you. I don't even live here.
Okay. See, Pa, the thing that's worrying me is what's happening.
What do you mean? Why can't Mac buy his own spatula? What is he, a cheapskate?
Remember, we declared a truce.
Ma, I'm trying to talk to Pa. Do you mind?
No, dear, go ahead.
And furthermore, I
Oh,
want to
God, my marriage! I think it's going, and I can't even talk to anyone in my own family.
Well, what are you talking to George about that for? He's no expert on marriage. He can't even hold his own marriage together.
Oh, no, just a minute, Martha. You walked out on me. I didn't walk out on you. All you do is come in here looking for spatulas and bury Jewish Indians in the backyard.
Standing Cow has every right to be buried in my backyard.
The backyard is mine, not yours.
Well, the house is half in my name.
Oh.
Mary is leaving now.
You know, that's the trouble with children today. They don't listen to one word you say.
Oh, Martha. You know, that's the first time in weeks that you didn't speak at me, but you spoke to me. Does that mean that there's still a little feeling left?
Well, I suppose there is. A little.
Oh, Martha, don't you think that we could just maybe get it all together again? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll even give up my inventing career if you come back to me.
Please, George. Now, don't do anything rash. Don't do anything rash on my account. You know, Standing Cow's omen has me very worried about Mac. I mean, I don't see how we can have a truly lasting relationship if I am doomed, along with the rest of my family. Oh, you know, I just remembered that spatula is at the apartment. Oh, excuse me.
You know something? You're the only friend I've got. But please, Do me a favor. Don't squirt me in the eye again. I may get the DDTs.
Oh, darling Johnny Doe, hon, you are just so sick, you little precious thing. I wish you could tell me what's wrong with you, where it hurts. I don't know whether to give you cough syrup or physic.
Hi, honey. Hey, what's the matter with Johnny Doe?
I don't know for sure, hon, but I'll tell you one thing. He is elling his little guts out.
Wow. He's hotter than a $2 pistol at a Sunday afternoon snipe shoot. I guess he's got a cold, huh, honey? I tell you what you ought to do. Get a lot of food. Stoke him up with a lot of food. You know what they say? Feed a cold, honey?
Right.
Come on, Johnny Doe. Let's get this thing together here. You're okay. You're gonna be okay, fella. Lucky for you, Bigfoot left you on the doorstep of such a loving couple. It's gonna take good care of you. Just relax. Just relax.
Hon, looky here. The child has obviously gobbled up this entire bunch of candy that Dr. Maddox gave us for his obedience reward.
Lord, no wonder he's feeling poorly.
Well, he's probably really sick. I'm gonna call a doctor.
Oh, no, honey, don't do that. Don't do that. You don't have to call a doctor. It's just a stomachache, you know, from what he put inside his little old tummy. Honey, it's not serious, believe me. I mean, I did it when I was a kid. I ate a whole half a tree full of green apples. I thought my stomach was going to fight itself to death right out there in front of me.
I don't know, Charlie. I mean, it could be something worse than the candy, you know?
No way, no way. Not with his wilderness instincts. Little Johnny Doe, he knows what's good for him, sweetheart. Don't you, fella? Almost.
He used to know what was good for him. Now that Dr. Maddox civilized him up, I don't know.
What do you mean?
Well, Charlie, I mean, you know, he used to sniff everything out, check it out, you know, before he flung it into his mouth.
Yeah?
Now he just hog wild, obedient like, just gobbles it all up, anything you give him.
Yeah, well, honey, with all that candy inside him, I don't think he's got room for anything else anyway. Hey, what was in there? What kind of candy was in there?
I don't know. Looks like that bag that the mothballs come from. Oh my gosh, Charlie, you know what I did? I can't believe it. I left this mothball box out on the counter. He probably thought it was hard candy.
Mothballs?
Oh, criminy, Charlie. This poor little thing is probably eating. I'm gonna call Dr. Furman for sure. I mean, if he could only just tell us how many he ate, you know what I mean? I mean, we can't even communicate with him. Charlie, did he just say mommy?
Yeah,
he
he
did.
did.
Our baby said his first word. He said mommy. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I can, honey, but right now I think we better get this kid to the hospital for a little immediate and serious medical treatment.
No, you're right. I mean, this is hardly the time for me to be thinking about him saying mommy, but I mean, he did say mommy, Charlie. He did. It was his first word. I sure hope it wasn't his last word.
Say something, Martha.
Martha Shumway, you must bid farewell to Fat Man's teepee, or you will bring mortal harm to the entire Shumway clan and Big Mac. That is my omen.
I can't, Mac. I'm too busy thinking.
Say what you're thinking about then.
I can't. Whenever I say what I'm thinking, it comes out all confused.
You're thinking about that standing cow person there, Omen, ain't you, with all that mumbo-jumbo?
Oh, don't be so quick to judge, Mac. After all, she knew I was staying with a man who looks like a mountain. In the nice sense of the word, of course. And she knew you drove a truck. I mean, she couldn't be so wrong about us being doomed, could she? You, me, my family.
Well, lots of guys drive a truck, and most of them are big, too. No standing cow just made a lucky guess, that's all.
Not lucky for us, Mac.
Dang it, Martha! Excuse me, vulgarity there. I'm sorry. It's just that I mean, you mean so much to me that I'm ready to risk anything, risk all the danger. That's how much you mean to me, Martha.
And that's how much you mean to me, too, Mac. But I must be honest with myself. George means a lot to me, too. And Standing Cow didn't see any clouds over George's head.
Look, let's just tempt fate then, you know. Let's just think of it as an adventure, you know. I'll be the hero and you be the heroine, you know, like in one of them Harold Robbins classics.
Oh, Mac, you truly have the soul of a romantic. But no, I cannot be that foolish. After all, our very lives hang in the balance.
I can't stand it, Martha. I mean, I just cannot stand the thought of you going back to George and living with him and making love every night.
Well, I wouldn't say it was exactly like that.
Martha. Would you promise me that you'll stay with me?
Not yet, Mac. We agreed to decide within the week. And that time is not up yet.
But Martha, you are torturing me.
Oh, I know. But I always put everything off until the last minute. That is just another one of my little faults that you will have to live with. If I stay with you, that is.
I love your little faults.
Oh, good. Then I don't have to say yes or no until the deadline.
Dixie, hooray, hooray. In Dixieland, I'll take my time. Hooray, hooray. Oh, Merle, honey, Charlestown. Come and get it. Oh, get it. Oh, we got some real fancy down-home chow tonight, honey. Possum stew, cornbread and grits.
Yuck.
The image, Merle. Let's not forget that image. Oh, what's the matter, honey?
Oh, back. I had a softball game last night with them future farmers just to settle my case. I tell you, these shirts are about driving me crazy.
Yeah, well, just relax and leave it on. It'll keep you humble, honey. You know, besides, somebody might come over. You want to always keep up that image in the eyes of the public.
You know, I'm really beginning to hate the public, you know that?
Merle, that's unpresidential.
No, possible, but I've been thinking about it. I'll tell you, if I do become president, I'm going to appoint somebody else to handle the people. That's also. I find that if you really look at it objective, that people are repulsive beyond recognition. Where's that paper?
Oh, gosh, I forgot to bring it in. Why don't you check outside and see if it's there?
All right. That's not bad. Oh.
What is it?
Wanda, will you look at these little darling people standing here?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor.
Good evening, little people. How are you?
Dear Mr. Mayor,
How are you, sir?
I haven't had my Social Security check for the 3 months running.
Ah, isn't that a shame?
Yeah, I'd like to know what you're going to do about it.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you just give me 1 second, could you give me one little second there? You little brownie
You're supposed
thing?
to be the mayor, and you put something in the
You want to
paper.
step over here?
Oh, sure.
You stay right there if you would. Thank you.
Aren't they sweet?
Adorable.
Yeah.
How about it? You want to tell me what the hell's going on here?
Hey, why don't you all just sit down?
Yeah, just make yourself at home anywhere
The
there.
mayor will be with you in a
Right,
minute now.
right. Cute. How about it?
Well, see, Merle, it's part of my Get to Know Your Mayor campaign. See?
1, 2, we're brownies and we're glad we are. We're very good girls too. We're very patriotic and we love our mothers too. We work to sell our cookies and we help around the house. And when her daddy's
I
sleeping,
wrote to
we're as
Washington
quiet as a
14
mouse.
times about
1,
my
2,
social
we're brownies and we're
security,
glad we are.
and
We're
I
very
never got
good
that
too.
word
We're
once.
very patriotic and we love our mothers
I
too.
never heard
We
anything.
work to
I
sell
did
our
that.
cookies and we
If
help
you're gonna
around the
keep up
house.
your
And when her
obligations
daddy's
as a
sleeping,
local-
we're
If the government doesn't clean their water supply, I'm never going to get rid of these water spots. Unless I use like a phosphate detergent and destroy the environment. Hello?
Mary?
Hi.
Are you alone?
Yeah. Of course I'm alone. I mean, what's the difference? I'm alone anyway. It doesn't make any difference. I mean, we can say whatever we want to in front of anyone anyway, don't you think?
Sure. In fact, I have my parents with me.
Hi, Mary.
How are you, sweetheart?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. I just been working on some water spots, but my glasses. But I guess you're not too interested in hearing about that.
Well, nonsense, my dear. We're interested in everything you have to say.
Of course. Now, you talk to Dennis now, because he's going to ask you something for all of us.
Okay. Bye. It was nice talking to you.
Bye-bye.
Huh? What'd she say?
It's nice talking to you.
Oh, yeah, but same here. Bye.
No, Mary, not you. I was telling my father what you said.
Oh, Dennis, they are so nice. No wonder you're such a wonderful person. You're so lucky.
Well, I guess having a close-knit family gives one a certain advantage. But really, listen, the reason I called is my parents would like to invite you over for tea sometime.
For tea? Me? Oh, Dennis, that's so sweet. That's so nice and old-fashioned and American. What, are they boycotting coffee?
No. In fact, they never drank coffee. You know, it's not healthy.
Oh, right.
So, can we count on you for tea? Fine. Just let me know. Okay? Bye-bye.
Bye, Mary.
Bye.
I wonder if they feel sorry for me.
It seems like some things are really starting to turn. We start the episode with George doing his comic relief bit, which is the bug gun. I'm really glad that he is doing this, just because, sometimes I need to, breathe and laugh a little bit. And of course it's not going to go well, but he's brought some honey out and is trying to draw flies so he can test out the gun. And of course he gets squirted in the eye with it. What's sad in the mix of this scene is that Mary is coming over asking for advice or wondering what's going on with Tom, trying to get to the root of the problem in her relationship. The liquor is certainly an issue. The fact that Tom is back drinking again is a big problem. Tom also has, even though verbally he said it was fine, it seems like Tom is quite jealous of Dennis, which rightfully, if I were in Tom's situation, I probably would be jealous of Dennis too. The scene ends with Martha and George kind of going at it, and we see that Martha still has feelings for George, which I think she always had, but again, we're pressing up on the wait till next week before we find out. I'd like that this show has created a time limit for this storyline, right? The deadline gives us some time to build anticipation for which way Martha's gonna go. It's kind of silly, but you know, it's somewhat emotional too. And then the next scene, we see little Johnny Doe really ailing. This is the first time I've heard his voice, not just the thing he says later, but just moaning, right? The moaning was really getting to me. Loretta is not sure what's going on, right? Because JD has not developed speech much. Charlie comes up with the idea that he just ate a bunch of candy, you know, after they feel the temperature, right? That he's burning up. So, like, yeah, that's probably bad, and that's probably not candy. Loretta then figures out that she left out some mothballs, and that's probably what he ate. What got to me, and it really did hit me, was Johnny's first word. He cried out for mommy, and that was English, right? Like, not just mumbling. It really hit me, and I was wondering when this kid would speak, and it was today. And Loretta had the same thought that I did, that she was glad that it was his first word, and she hopes that it wasn't his last. Then we're with Mac and Martha, and again we're pressing on this storyline that I expect to end in a week, which is what's going on with Martha. Who's Martha going to choose? Martha has, of course, in the back of her mind, which shows up straight in flashback form, right, crossfades, that Standing Cow has given the omen that if she stays with Mac, things will be doomed. I couldn't say, you know, I suppose that it might be more interesting for Martha to stay with Mac for a little while to understand what this doom is. And if she chooses George, then in theory there's no doom. I don't know that Standing Cow had any interest in keeping Martha with George. She doesn't say go with George. She just says don't stay with Mac. However, it's still getting put off to next week, so at this point I can only speculate, and I hate to speculate. And then we're back with the Jeters again, who are really trying to pull off this old-timey America business, like eating stuff that feels kind of southern. And Merle doesn't like people, which shouldn't surprise anyone. He's very much a glad-hander, but not necessarily a person who sincerely likes people. Then Merle gets a visit from two brownies and an older gentleman, and apparently Wanda has started a campaign to get to know the mayor. And again, just like in this show, people do the things without actually discussing what's going to happen. So it just seems like a mild bit of chaos going on as we wipe over to Mary at home in somewhat of a crisis, trying to get the water spots out of her glass. But she gets a call from Dennis, who is showing that his home life, right, with his parents is harmonious. That's the opposite of what Mary feels in her home, right? When she went to go visit her parents, they could barely listen to her. Sorry, that's not correct. They couldn't listen to her. They didn't have time to listen to her. So that's perhaps a bit of an appealing element. So it really seems like Mary is questioning all of the elements of her life right now, and that includes her relationship with Tom, being so close to her parents, all of that. And when I heard the music cue, it really made me feel like Mary was thinking about Dennis in a way that she said she wasn't. And perhaps his family is part of that, because they are very different than what she has at home. So everyone, that was our Thursday episode of Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman. Thank you for watching with me. Thank you for leaving your thoughts, feelings, and impressions down in the comments. Starting next week, I want to put some questions out there for things that we should be doing toward the end of this series, but I won't start that. I'm just going to mention it now because it's on my mind. Anyway, thank you so much for watching again, and thank you for going soup to nuts. We will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.